Hi guys, so this is going to be a video on how to change the gear oil on the 1.33 Toyota IQ. Now, I believe this is exactly the same method. This is a manual gear oil, not the automatic one, so if it's a CVT you've got, don't watch this video, pointless. So, you'll need a 24 and 10mm socket. You'll need a 10mm Allen key. Breaker bar, that's just a broken torque wrench, breaker bar, extensions, and a sort of, this is 10mm around that thickness tubing to help refill the gear oil. Now, the Allen's quite important, and you're going to extend the Allen key using the 10mm socket and some extensions. So if you've got a long Allen key or you're mega strong, then you don't need to do this, but this is what I did. The gearbox oil is 75 weight. I've got some there. One. There we are, this is 3 bolts out. So mine are fairly rusty, so pretty difficult to get off. With any luck, yours will be a bit better than that. Now you can see a transmission drain, which is that one there. Looks rather rusty, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that off at all, to be honest. And then you can see in here, I don't know if I'm going to get it yet, there, the oil fill. So what we want to do is drain the oil using that Allen there. I think it's 10mm Allen key, and then fill it up. So once you've got the wheel off and the little sort of plastic bracket, what you want to do is get a 24mm socket and just attach it to a breaker bar. I'm using an old broken torque wrench, and what you want to do is check that you can open the fill valve, because you don't want to drain the oil and then be, having a problem opening the fill valve. So what I'm going to do is, you can see it just up there. I'm under the car, basically exactly under where the wheel is. And all you do is stick the breaker bar up there, and then make sure, you can see mine's already loose. I cracked it loose. Make sure you can open that. It's actually got read manual before opening written on the bolt. So that's the right big bolt there. It's 24, big one. Once you've done that, and you can confirm that you can open up the fill plug, what you want to do is loosen the drain plug. Now the drain plug is going to be quite tight and probably look pretty rusty. Mine looks horrendous and was very tight. It's a 10mm Allen, so I got a big 10mm Allen, and what I did, as I already knew it was going to be tight, is I got a 10mm socket and an extension. Get the extension and stick the 10mm socket on the end, and then put the socket on the Allen. So you've basically got a big mega extension on the Allen, because you don't want to strip the bolt, and if you sort of get an angle and pull hard enough and it comes out and it starts slipping around, you're going to risk slipping the bolt. So you want to get it done, you want to get the bolt cracked, no nonsense, as fast as possible. So stick it on, make sure the Allen is as deep in the nut as possible, because in the sort of the plug as possible, because you don't want to round this, and it is very tight. So it's very deep in, and then just basically loosen it as hard as you can. Mine was pretty tight. I had to push pretty hard, but it should crack undone. Once you've done that, just do it back up, loosely, and take the Allen out. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to check the oil level just to see where I'm at. I'm going to replace it anyway, but I just want to see where the oil level's at. So to make life a little bit easier, so you can get to that drain plug there, fill plug, sorry. What you want to do is remove this sort of clip thing. So there's sort of 3. You can see one was there, one is there, and one down below here. And all you do is you just stick your screwdriver in and pry the clip so that the centre of it comes out like that. And then grab the centre, pull the centre out. And the clip should basically come out. So you can kind of see there how it works. Pull the centre out. And then this bit should come loose. And there's 3 of those. So you can see the locations on there. 2 facing forward and 1 facing in. And then you can see the fill plug nicely. So from here, what you want to do is get your tubing. Make sure it's decently long because you're going to be filling it from where the bonnet is probably, just to make life a little bit easier. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just stick the tubing down past the battery into the fill hole there. Now that's ready to fill it, but obviously we need to drain it first. So draining, pretty simple. Stick this underneath the drain hole and open the drain. Now what you want to do is push it up, and then when it's loose, just pull it away. That actually looks quite nice and clear. If you've got one of those, I would advise undoing that so that when it fills up, it doesn't trap the air and then overfill. Because that nearly went everywhere. And once you've let it all drain, you can put your new gasket on, or in my case, not put your new gasket on and just leave the old one in because I don't have a new one. And then put it back in place and tighten it up. So, good news is the magnet on my drain plug works because there's a tiny bit of metal on the drain plug. Now we'll tighten it up with the Allen key. I don't know how tight it needs to go. I know it was on very tight before, so I'm just going to do it quite tight. Now we have no transmission fluid. We're going to use this. If you've got a friend, then you're going to probably have a better time with them. What I would do is have someone hold this in and keep an eye on the, if it's flowing out or not, and then have someone pour in oil from the top. Stop once it overflows. Keep your catch pan there because that'll make life easy. Do it until it overflows, and don't put the lid on that yet. Don't put the cap back on yet. What you want to do is level the car before you do it, because obviously this is going to be level when you drain it. When you fill it up and check the level. So fill it up until it overflows, and then put the wheel back on. That's what I would do. Leave that undone and level the car. More fluid will come out, and then when the car's level, you can jack it back up again and put that fill plug back on. So I filled up about 3 litres using the way I did show on the video. As you can see there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the car, and then hopefully you should be able to see some fluid coming out. As you can see, there's oil seeping out. You can't really see the flow because it's I think it's sort of laminar flow, but I've set my drain pan below the car, and you can see it catching the oil there. That's a much clearer picture. As long as you get some pour out, that's all you really need. So I'm going to let this all drain out, lift the car back up, put the fill plug back on, and that's done. And just tighten it up. I don't know what the torque is. Just going to tighten it tight, but not crazy tight. That's back on. So now all we need to do is pop the sort of plastic covers back on that we took off. And pop it in like so. That one there. That's in. And we need to add these little plugs in that go over the top. Like so. There's 1 in. 2 in. This one should be a lot easier to show you. This thing first. And then you can see it's crossed. Like that. And there's 3. No, that's in, that's not going anywhere. Like this one. Fairly simple. You've got 3 bolts. And just goes on like so, with the corner bit going towards the wheel that you have been taking on and off. That's one in. Put this corner one in now. It's just there. I'll tighten these all up now. Now, also be careful when you tighten these up, because I stripped one of the bolts, well, one of the threads, so just don't do them up too tight. So then all you do then is put the wheel on, and you're done. Check that you're not dripping any gearbox oil. As I always say, you will potentially have sort of smells, maybe oil burning smells when you first drive and the sort of the car warms up. But if they persist, then obviously check everything you've done and they're not losing gear oil. Again, any issues with the shifting should disappear very quickly. If they don't, check it again. That's it. Any advice on what I could do better or things I've missed, chuck them in the comments. Thanks for watching.